If you want to access deep levels of mind for the purpose of promoting health, healing, and activating intuition, then look no further than the Silver Ultra Mind method. Over the next 5 weeks, I'm joined by my good friend Rohan Vijay as we create a short video series based upon one of the key principles within the Silver method, which is called caseworking. And in the upcoming videos, we're going to be demonstrating what caseworking is and how it can be used for health, healing, and activating intuition. Hi, I'm Luke, and if you don't know who I am, or if you're not subscribed here on my YouTube channel, I raise human consciousness and help people to live full out by creating their healthiest, happiest, and most fulfilling life possible by design. Everyone, welcome back to today's caseworking session with myself and obviously my good friend Rohan. We're really looking forward to today. So this is episode 3 of the caseworking series. So we're just going to dive straight into today's session, and hope you enjoy. So Rohan is going first. So when you're ready, my friend, just let me know, and I will count you down. So I'll just go from the top. So on the cases, so if I do case 2, and then when you do me, the one underneath. So I'm doing it. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, got it. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1. Patient name: Maurizio R. Male from United States of America.
Probably in his 60s. Seems like a pretty active guy.
So the age is a miss.
Okay. I picture him like, someone who has like a white beard and is wearing like a trekking attire. He's someone who treks a lot, or used to. White hair, white beard. He just has a sunglass on.
Miss on the hair. No other information stated.
He seems to have a knee injury.
Hit.
Probably happened when he was involved in a particular kind of activity. Like, he seems like a very active person, outdoor active person. So maybe the injury happened in a situation like that, not like an accident or anything. Is it the left knee?
So that's a miss, but there's also something with the left side. I don't want to give it away. That could be a hit as well. But in terms of the knee, that's a miss.
Is it with like the left leg? I think something related to the hips or thighs.
Close.
Seems like a pretty cheerful guy. Like, even though he's in a lot of pain, he's not depressed. Like, he just seems quite optimistic.
That's not stated, but I can see where you're going.
Okay, that's all I'm picking up on.
Okay. Awesome. Like the right. Yeah, so it's the knee. That's a hit. Torn or ligaments in right knee. When I was talking about the left side, so it says also injured left shoulder.
Okay.
And then you've also got there's quite a lot on the symptoms section, but like lower back is kind of close to the hip, and then past operations as well. That's where I was kind of looking where you said about you said about the hip. Obviously lower back hip is in the same sort of area.
Okay.
Also, it happened in a flying accident, so obviously it's quite outdoorsy, I guess.
Yeah.
And personality, it says likes to play. So
Active is something I kept mentioning. So
yeah, so active, likes to play, and also like the thing with being optimistic. Now it doesn't actually say that, but it says he's spiritual. Most
yeah.
spiritual people I know are also fairly optimistic, and
Yeah, I mean,
and so yeah.
his independent likes to play and the spiritual. So it kind of, you know, seems like a thing. Like he seems like a guy he's adventurous. Like he's quite, doing a lot of adventurous things or something like that. Like that's the kind of vibe I got. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good, it's a pretty good hit, I guess. I did sort of, I think the words ligament were popping in my head, but I don't know why I chose not to say it. But I think that's how, yeah, it has been for both of us, like so many times.
Mhm.
We are like, after looking at the list, we are like, this is something that was going on in my head and I wish I said it. So it's one of those moments.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
Awesome.
your turn.
Okay,
Let me know when you're ready.
ready.
Patient name Jordan S. Female from United States of America.
Brown hair.
That's a hit.
Brown eyes.
That's a hit.
Sometimes wears glasses.
No information about glasses.
So middle age. By that I kind of mean like 30s, 40s.
That's close, yeah. I would say that's a hit with the age range.
Seems pretty confident.
Okay. It's like something's mentioned along those lines.
Is it a I don't know, like fake confidence maybe?
No, I think that'll be a miss.
A condition or symptoms are related to her stomach.
That's a miss.
Something definitely seems to be going on with kind of, I don't know if it's stomach or like below, so like bowel area. Maybe,
That's a miss.
maybe her back as well.
That's also a miss.
We're in low mood depression.
That's not mentioned. But given her condition, it is a possibility, but it's not mentioned.
Getting something like with a like mental state, like head area.
That's not the primary issue, but it could be an influence of the main issue. Again, that's not stated. It's just my interpretation.
Okay, I think I'm done. There's nothing else.
That's all right.
I don't know. Not a good one. Let's have a look.
No, it's fine. It happens. So her condition is pulmonary hypertension, which is
No idea what
increased
that
blood
is.
flow to the it's increased blood flow to the heart and lungs region. I think condition in the arteries of the lungs and fast heartbeat, swelling of the legs. Condition makes it difficult to exercise. So that's what's given. And yeah, so she basically has difficulty in doing any kind of activity without, like breathing really heavily. She is outgoing, so that matches your description of saying she's confident. So that's a good, that's probably a hit. You were right with the age. She's 38, so you mentioned something in the 30s or 40s, so that range. But
That's it's so interesting. So at one point I was like, should I say the age, like give directly the age I was getting, and it was 38. It's like what you were saying with the tendons, like in the last one, but I was just, but then yeah, like the age range, I just said the
yeah,
age range.
yeah, that happens. It's all right. But in the symptoms perceived, it's also mentioned that she was diagnosed with 5 years to live. So it is
Mm,
possible that, a state of depression or anxiety related to that might arise. So they've not mentioned anything related to the mind or the mental state being destabilized or anything as such, but it is a possibility given
mm.
the condition that she's going through.
Yeah, I wasn't getting any of that. I was getting quite a strong sense, obviously, in the stomach, and then so it was interesting. Like, so in the beginning, she seemed very confident, but it was also like, when people, or maybe in public, are seem confident, but actually behind closed doors, they're maybe dealing with stuff,
Yeah.
and so
Yep.
then behind closed doors,
Yep.
like depressed or sad or So I was kind of picking that up. Because yeah, at one point I thought, wait, am I contradicting myself here? Like saying I'm confident, but then towards the end, I was like, seems a bit like depressed and stuff. But yeah, that's just kind of what I was picking up. But yeah, that I struggled with that one in terms of like the diagnosis and the symptoms. I started off quite well with obviously the hair color, but
Hmm. Oh
um,
yeah, the hair color and the eye color as well. Both like you're spot on with like the first three description you gave, which was
yeah,
hair color, eye color, and age.
and age, yeah, and again, like, and then when I was trying to focus in like symptoms, yeah, it was there we go. Awesome, man. So, well, yeah, man, thanks for today. And I guess like today just kind of shows how. So two things I'm kind of from today is like one, how like each session is different, and we intuitive skills on this kind of varies, but also
Yep.
how like we both maybe sometimes get intuition, and then is it like the some part of our mind like doesn't say or like voice what actually we're picking up, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm wondering like why, like some sort of like mental block or something, like I'm wondering what that is. I know that I've definitely done that a few times even before
Mm-hmm.
we were recording them for this series. um and so I think I've improved slightly at like just saying what I kind of feel or
Mm-hmm.
see when I go into that space. But obviously, yeah, today is another
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
lesson to
with
learn from
regard
that.
to yes, yes, of course, we have to learn from that. And with regard to like the guesses that it almost looks like we're holding that back, like we're holding the right intuition back. But I feel like there are so many sort of, like ways in which our mind works. Like for me, it's mostly visual. Like I visualize this person and I can zoom in on certain qualities and speak about it. So I'm like, I need to factor in time and also notice what's relevant for me to say. And most of the time, I guess, in that scanning for relevance, there are so many aspects that I leave out. And there are like a few things that I do speak about. So there were quite a few hits. It's not like there were no hits at all. There were quite a few hits. But again, I think it's natural for some relevant information to be, like filtered all as well. And I don't think it's really, a right intuition being held back. It's just that there are too many guesses to pick from, and we
Mm,
do our best to pick like the right, what feels like the right guess. And it's only on reflecting that we knew that, oh, we did guess something like this, but we actually passed it as not relevant. So that was the
mm,
thing. It wasn't really that we were holding it back. We just let it slip through. We were like, probably that's not relevant, and focus on something else that's relevant. So it's only
mm,
highlighted after we finish the session and go back to look at what the information actually was. But that's how the mind works. So
No, it
it's
makes
just
sense. Like with the age thing, maybe subconsciously it was like, as long as I got the age range, the actual age is actually relevant because you got the age kind of range. So
yeah.
yeah, I can see that. Like, so if I was, well, I haven't done many of these on my own, but I also think like quick personal reflection is I'm quite a big like writer. So like in my journal, it's got it here. It's like just like pages of just like notes, where I just like brain dumps, right? Just like write consistently. Not that I'm like, so when I say writer, I don't obviously do that professionally or anything. Just like my journal list. Yeah, I guess like I'm more prefer to kind of write rather than like speak out, if that makes sense. Because then like also something else comes up, and yeah, my journal is a bit of a mess with like different thoughts that are all over the place. So so the point of me saying that is like a reflection. Like if I'd done this on my own, I kind of sense that all of it would come out, or like more of it would come out, because I'm just kind of like free flowing writing, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Where if I'm kind of voicing it in this setting, or even in any other setting not related to obviously what we're doing in this series, I guess when it comes to talking and speaking and stuff, I'm just more aware of like what I'm saying, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's just like a personal reflection, I guess.
Maybe you should actually try, have a session where you actually write or draw what you're sensing or
Yeah.
something like that. Like spend a session like that and see how it goes. Because like the case working is one sort of like a segment of something larger called remote viewing. And
Okay.
remote viewing is again, it was made popular actually by the CIA, who ran many experiments about like people. They were like, oh, there are these people who have psychic abilities. Can we like use them like
Happen to
spies?
yeah.
So that was actually like the CIA has done like a very good amount of research on this phenomena of remote viewing, and I guess they also have some material about how to train people to remote view. And one of the most common strategies in remote viewing is not actually to just speak it out, it's actually to draw. So they're like, you need to close your eyes, and it's not done with, like the patient's case working that Silva Ultramind does. It's broad. It's basically like there are websites where you can type, case working and not case working, sorry, remote viewing, and try out those experiments. And it's basically like there is an image hidden behind a button. Like you have to click the button to reveal the image, but before you go through the image, yeah, there's like a code for what that image like
Gotta try and
corresponding to
draw it.
that image. Yeah, so you read the code, similar to how we get like the basic information about the patients. You read the code and then you try to picture what that image might be and try to draw it, or try to write down descriptions about what it might be.
I'm gonna have a look.
So yeah, you should check that out, and maybe you can bring in that strategy into case working, and see if that might be your preferred way of communicating your intuitive impulses. So that's actually quite an interesting topic. Like maybe each person has a different mode of communicating their intuitive impulses, and everyone just have to like figure out what their most strongest mode of communication is.
Yeah, I'm just having a quick look. Awesome, man. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely look into that. And if I find like the right website or something, I'll drop a link down below so everyone can also check
Sure. Yeah.
that out. But cool, yeah, we will be back next week for the final caseworking session. So I look forward to it, man. I will see you then. Now, if you want to experience the Silver method and or caseworking for yourself, then go ahead and check out 2 links that I have left in the description below this video. The first of which is the Silver Online Cases website, where you can pick up cases and practice caseworking for yourself. And the second link is the link to Mindvalley, the Mindvalley quest, which is now the home of the Silver method. And their quest is amazing. The time of recording this video, I'm not an official affiliate of Mindvalley, sharing this with you to get the information and knowledge out into the world to raise human consciousness, help people to live full out. Now, in the next upcoming videos, me and Rohan are going to be continuing with this special video series, but you can also watch or listen to the podcast as I sit down with Rohan and discuss intuition. We discuss the difference between the Buddha and the badass mindset, and so much more. All of those links are down in the description, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.